I lived in San Francisco in the .com era. I lived in London when dubstep was happening. I've seen all these things happen. I've never seen anything like Nashville. There's something really strange happening in Nashville right now. It's like this perfect storm. Like, it's cheap as fuck. There's a venue on every corner. There's 10 studios on every block.
Nashville truly is a melting pot. And that's exciting to us. We love that. I mean, that's what makes this place special.
It's like relentless, like, good vibes. You know, we're from Nashville. We're the best.
They're very accepting, very proud of their bands.
It's just like morphed into this new Nashville sound, which I don't think was ever there before.
We moved here and made it our home, and Jack White moved here, and Black Keys moved here. We got looked down on for being rock bands, and now it's like every band that you hear that's hot right now is like based out of Nashville.
We set up Serpents and Snakes just because I think that we all felt like there were a lot of bands in, you know, like the rock vein of music that kind of weren't getting attention.
And we thought that, you know, it would be good if we could have a label where bands could have control over what they did and just the opportunity to make music and grow.
I think this new sound and this new wave of whatever music is coming out of Nashville is a collective effort of our whole team.
What I really believe my job is to be a proponent for these bands, look after them, defend them, help them, like be a mentor and a guide and a friend. You don't have to fly to Portland or LA or Chicago or New York or wherever the hell it is. You can go into my neighborhood any night of the week and see 3 decent bands. And by decent, I mean good enough to spend $30,000 on. The features are incredible. The features hit the cusp early. Like they're 10 years too early for what Nashville is now.
Well, right when we released our first record, Kings of Leon came and saw us live and asked us to do some touring with them. Just as we were about to go in to record our second record, the label we were with parted our ways, and Kings of Leon expressed interest in releasing that record. They've brought a lot to this city, you know, and I've always said that.
My mom has sent me a couple of bands. I was like, yeah, you don't know how to tell them, like, that's not gonna work, but she's like, no, they're your cousin. They've always loved you.
Solo, right?
The first time I met Seth Riddle, who runs Serpents and Snakes, was probably back in 2005. We worked on an album called Butter. I just kind of secretly tossed him the album. I was like, hey man, check it out, have a listen, we just finished this. And a few weeks later, we're coming home from New York from a little tour we were doing. I get a text message from him asking if he could release the album. So we're Serpents and Snakes pressing 001, the first album on the label.
1, 2, 3, 4!
South by Southwest will be the perfect platform for us to introduce not only America to this great new sound wave that's coming out of Nashville, but the world, because South by Southwest is now a global machine. I think the Serpents and Snakes party will be a great representation of where music is and where music is going, for sure.
I said I ain't the only one having all this fun. I said I ain't the only one.
I think early on, you know, it's like at South by, you're just trying to get in front of every motherfucker you can.
3 years ago, we tried to break the record of most shows played, and I think we had like 20 shows booked, and 2 or 3 of them fell through, so we ended up getting 17 accomplished.
Yeah.
And only maybe 3 of them were worthwhile. The rest of them were just like, fuck, there's 5 people here. Let's just play 3 or 4 songs and get the fuck out of here, I'm hungover.
We're hungover, throwing up over behind the amps.
Have you know this world?
First of all, seeing the Weeks physically, I thought we were separated at birth because they like to rock the locks like I do. No, you could just see that kind of half innocence, half hunger in their eyes of like just bright-eyed and ready to take on the world and like, you know, come what may, we're just gonna kick ass.
Listen to the thunder on our backs.
You worry like when you work with a high-profile band like the Kings, you know, like they're gonna want, especially like early on in their label's history, you know, they're really gonna want their fingerprints on things and like make sure that they get through in it. But they were really like, they just gave us a thumbs up, and they're just like, I trust that you'll make a good record.
Let out astray, what could go so wrong? Make that mistake again. We are not cool, we are dumb. Yeah, I thought that you were the one. Oh, we are not cool, we are dumb. Yes, I thought that you were the one. Oh, but oh no. Well, please don't go. Please don't go. But please don't go. Oh, 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 oh.
Clear Plastic Mask are incredible. The drummer is a crazy man, Charles Garmendia from Dominican. The bass player is from Miami. The lead singer is from Detroit, and he's about 8'12". And their guitar player is from Pittsburgh. And they met up in Bed-Stuy. They couldn't afford to live up there and make art, so they moved to Nashville.
Look at this man, he's wearing 2 different shoes.
I'm wearing 2 different
Somebody
shoes.
please help him.
Oh, we are not cool, we are dumb. Yes, I thought that you were the one. Oh, but no, no. Well, please don't go. Oh, please don't go. Well, please don't go. Oh, 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 oh.
It's just been a lot of fun, the transition from Brooklyn to Nashville. Everybody's just been super welcoming, and it just kind of happened organically. We just made a lot of good friends, and we're at this point now.
We love New York too, but
We love New York, but
Nashville now.
Nashville is our town.
Yeah.
It is Music City, and when they call it Music City, I don't think they knew that it was going to be beyond country Music City.
It's a slow, soft syrup of lofty lines like a dead lover's tongue through.
Serpents and Snakes. They're the kind of people that are helping take us into the next level. They don't work with like a lot of bands, but the bands that they do work with are representatives of everybody else in Nashville.
You're so red that it hurts.
I think we're just at the beginning of where we're going to go with the label. Hopefully our label will be the label that really spawns a lot of great bands.